Alright guys, we have the official details and animations for the Dokkanfest Dabura that is dropping very soon. You can let me know what you think of him down in the comments. Are you a fan? Yay or nay? We're going to jump straight into his details. He is leading Majin Buu Saga, Mission Execution, or Terrifying Conquerors. I would have preferred to have the Corroded Body and Mind portion in his main lead, but that's just me. However, I think the mission execution buff is actually pretty good. Then Ki +3, HP +200%, and attack and defense +170, then an additional HP attack and defense +50% for characters who belong to the Corroded Body and Mind or Successors category. So not a bad lead overall, I will say not a great one. And I, again, definitely would have preferred Corroded Body and Mind as the main lead rather than the added HP attack and defense bonus. But overall, okay. Link skills are Brutal Beatdown, Loyalty, Master of Magic, Margin, Resurrection Plan, Nightmare, Demonic Power, Fierce Battle. And one thing immediately is you can actually run this guy with Goma. So hopefully he's good. So when you activate the entrance animation when there are 4 or more Majin Buu Saga category allies on the team, or when all allies are extreme class characters. I was going to say, if we're just leaving it Majin Buu Saga, that entrance animation is dead. And I don't know how often you're going to trigger that. But extreme class, much better. Much better. Especially, again, because you can run Goma, etc. So, for one time, but infinitely in that turn, you do get 200% attack and defense, and a chance to evade enemies' attack by 10%, which stays. Then he starts with Ki +2, 250 attack and defense. Attacks are effective against all types, which is always nice. Launches an additional attack that's a 70% chance to become a super. Then chance to evade enemies' attack by 20%. So only 20% dodge chance. I'm hoping there's more in the passive, but already we're up to 30 off his entrance animation. Then when receiving an attack, 200% defense. Then for 4 turns from the character's entry, 300% defense when receiving an attack. So he's going to have a lot defensively, stat-wise, for those 4 turns when he gets hit. So, fair play. He's got some defense to go with his dodge. Then, for 6 turns from the character's entry, guaranteed additional super and chance to evade by 40%. So, within those 6 turns, you're looking at 60% chance to dodge and then 10 off of his first appearance. So, we're up to 70, which is pretty nice, but this only lasts 6 turns. So once that's gone, is that gone permanently? Then starting from the 6th turn from the character's entry turn, interrupts the attacked enemy just 1 time. Then after performing 3 or more super attacks in battle, with the amount of additionals he has, that's going to be very easy to get. Chance to evade enemies' attack by 10% starting from the next attack in turn. So you can literally get another 10%. So we're up to, with the entrance animation, 80%. Within the 6 turns by itself, we're up to 70%. Then for every attack received or evaded, 111% attack up to 666%. Damn. I mean, Dabura's got a lot of stats to go with all of this dodge chance he's gaining and building up. Which, by the way, this doesn't cap. So this pretty much should be every time he performs 3 super attacks or more in battle, 10% dodge. I think if I'm reading and understanding that correctly, every time Dabura super attacks 3 or more times, he will get 10% chance to dodge because of this here. So even after this is gone, you're then going to basically keep building it back up like it never left. Then after 6 turns, if the fight goes on past that, you know, maybe it's a turn 8, turn 10, maybe it's like a long form content, maybe even festivals. Once this is gone, again, because of the additional you got up here, the guaranteed additional you've got down here, you can then build this up enough to the point where you replace this and then potentially exceed that amount of dodge. So that means at one point you could potentially, within these 6 turns and building this up, you can have guaranteed dodge with Dabura. And then by the time this goes, you've then built all that dodge chance back up to like 70, 80, maybe back up to 90% depending on how lucky you get with additionals. Dokkan really going out for dodge characters right now, and you know what? I'm completely here for it. Then when receiving a super attack, he'll get an extra 10% chance to dodge temporarily. So yeah, at any given point, Dabura's going to have either very close to or guaranteed dodge. Then when receiving an unarmed super attack, he will have a 70% chance to nullify and counter with tremendous power. Then he'll nullify and counter with ferocious power when there is a Majin Buu Saga category enemy. And considering... Actually, I don't think there is one. I mean, the fact that you've got an either or, the 70% chance and counter with all the dodge chance, great. And all the defense to handle normals, fantastic. The guaranteed and extra damage you get for a Majin Buu Saga category enemy is nice. It's just, I don't think we have any, like, difficult meta enemies right now who belong to Majin Buu Saga off the top of my head. But overall, Dabura's looking good. I said I just would have preferred if he actually led Corroded Body and Mind. But overall, he looks really, really good. I always say Dokkan does a good job at taking not so hype characters and making their units amazing. So we do have active skill, which is Evil Flame. The active skill conditions can be activated after performing 3 or more super attacks in battle. So you could pretty much have that if RNG's in your favor. You could have his active skill ready by his second appearance, turn 3 the earliest. Because you've got the base super attack, you've got the built-in additional that's guaranteed, and then you've got the other additional that has a 70% chance to pop. So as early as possible, that could be ready by turn 3. Where he'll massively raise attack temporarily, cause ultimate damage to the enemy, and then gain 66% defense and direct enemies' attack towards the character for 1 turn. Which, if you build up all of his dodge, and you're like, cool, we've got 90% chance to dodge, we've got guaranteed dodge, you could essentially use this taunt, get a bit of extra defense, tank all the normals of all the stats he's got in this, and then basically go, well, we've got guaranteed dodge. We're just going to dodge everything with Dabura for the turn. That's really good. That's a really good active skill. His categories are Majin Buu Saga, Mission Execution, Terrifying Conquerors, Corroded Body Mind, Successor, Siblings Bond, and Demonic Power. Can actually go on SSJ4 Miniku's lead, but you do need a lot of extreme type units. Then on Super, he'll raise defense by 66% and then greatly raise attack by 50% for 6 turns. So getting a big attack and defense boost. And now moving on to another unit that's going to help him. A side banner Yakon, which is going to help Majin Buu Saga, the extreme type units he needs, Terrifying Conquerors. This could be a big help for Dabura. It just all depends on how good he actually is. So his link skills are Brutal Beatdown, Evil Autocrats, Loyalty, Shocking Speed, Margin Resurrection Plan, Demonic Power, Fierce Battle. Actually links fairly well with Dabura as well. And he starts with 250% attack and defense, guaranteed additional super, and 70% chance to dodge straight off the bat, which is really, really nice. An extra 100% defense when attacking. Then for every attack performed, 30% attack and defense up to 200%. Then if HP is 85% or more when attacking, or if the target enemy is debuffed on attack and defense, he will launch an additional attack that has a 50% chance to become a super attack, with 50% chance to crit, and 50% attack and defense for every attack performed, up to 300%, which with all the additionals, this and this should be fairly quick build up. Then after evading 3 or more attacks in battle, which with 70% chance to dodge, you're probably going to be doing more often than not, he will launch a guaranteed additional attack. There's a 50% chance to become a super attack, which again ties into building this and this up very, very quickly. Then as the third attacker in the turn, which is probably where he's going to be sitting most of the time, launch an additional attack. There's a 50% chance to become a super attack, which again, even more additionals to help build up all that attack and defense. And Majin Buu Saga category allies, key +1, attack and defense by 20%, plus an additional key +2, and attack and defense of 30% for characters that also belong to the extreme class category for 3 whole turns. So he's just fueling Dabura. Well done, Dokkan. You've done a very good job. You know, no one's going to have stones off the back of the 11th anniversary. Dabura and Yakon, no one really cares about. And you've made them really, really good. Then when there are 4 more Majin Buu Saga category allies on the team, or when all allies are extreme class, you have a chance to evade by an extra 15% when attacking. So he goes up to 85% dodge chance one time, and then evades enemies' attack within a turn when the character is the first attacker in the start of turn. So actually, no, you basically get guaranteed dodge as long as you have all that active, as long as you put them in slot 1, which is crazy, by the way. And then you just keep an extra 15% for having 4 more Majin Buu Saga category allies, or when all allies are extreme class characters. The only thing I would say is if you end up summoning for Dabura and you don't get Yakon, and then say you don't have Goma on some of these top extreme units to go on these teams, you are going to be struggling to fill the team out with easily already, even if you had all of them, Majin Buu Saga category units, but specifically a full extreme class team. Because extreme class units, they're kind of dotted around all over the place with all their different categories at the moment. But if you get Dabura and Yakon, you've got Goma and maybe like one other unit, you're kind of up. You're kind of winning. They done a really good job with him. He also has an active skill as well, which can be activated when there are another 2 or more Majin Buu Saga category allies on the team, starting from the 3rd turn from the start of battle, which he'll gain 40% attack and defense, and all enemies minus 40% attack and defense for 4 turns. I mean, the active skill is kind of neither here nor there. Mainly that 60% HP recovery is what's nice. And then his categories are Majin Buu Saga, Terrifying Conquerors, Inhuman Deeds, Corroded Body and Mind, Demonic Power, Mission Execution, and on Super Attack, he is greatly raising attack by 50% for 1 turn, or greatly raising attack and defense by 50% for 1 turn, causes supreme damage to an enemy, and lowers attack and defense. Now I just need the animations to match, and I need these to pop off. That must be his active skill, right?
Is as far as you will go. I will be your opponent.
OST's kind of crazy, though.
Now, come at me.
I mean, overall, the art style, the animations look amazing. Just, Dabura's not doing anything too flashy. Dabura used flamethrower. So we got his taunt. And then the counter. Never would I thought I see the day that Dabura is flexing on bitches. I mean, overall, the animations aren't anything special. I mean, Dabura didn't do anything crazy. They look good because how good the art style is. But of course, as I said, Dabura didn't do anything flashy, so they're nothing too crazy. But overall, Dokkanfest Dabura looks really, really good. Extreme units getting some love, which we love to see. Yakon looks great. I mean, Dokkan, you did a very good job. You did a very good job. Too bad there are no stones to be spending on these guys. But let me know down in the comments if you will be summoning. Super Easy A UI has dropped as well, but I won't have time to record that today. I might have to wait until tomorrow. But let me know what you think of Dabura down in the comments. And if you are summoning, I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care, have a great day, and peace.